Hey, what's going on, family? It's your boy Joe, and welcome to the Mailroom. All right, so family, I'm just glad that I'm able to record this now. To be honest, I've been trying to record this all week, but I try to do these outside so I can get some good lighting, and it's been kind of like overcast, and so I was like, today we got a great day, and I've been out here trying to do this, and I got people like doing construction over here. Then like since I've been out here right now, there's been like planes going overhead, and finally I was just like, I'm not gonna wait anymore. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this recording. And it's ironic because that is exactly what my topic is for this week, which is waiting on God. So, I like to always talk about things that are kind of going on that bring these things into my spirit. So it seems like everything that has been going on in terms of my Bible study, church sermons that I've been listening to, all have to do with waiting and expectation and things of that nature. So I just kind of wanted to kind of touch on that because, I always try to kind of have a little bit of a different perspective. So I was a challenging, let's just say, teenager in probably 20-year-old. And well, I was a challenge as I got a little bit older, nonetheless. And so one of the things that I ran into a lot, or what my parents really ran into a lot when I was a teenager, is that I was not very good at waiting. I couldn't wait to grow up. I couldn't wait to go here. I couldn't wait to go to this party. I couldn't wait to be a rock star. And one of the things they used to always tell me is like, you just need to kind of lay back, you're going to grow up soon enough. And I'd be like, nah, I can't wait. I need to go and do this now and blah, blah, blah. And, in my opinion, like what they say nowadays, they just would not let me be great. And I just needed to be great. But my parents basically were like, some things you're not ready for. And it's kind of a trip that, eventually, of course, I did have to grow up, sure enough, as they said. And life happened, and I had to be and make grown-up decisions. And then I was blessed with teenage sons. And I tell you what, at that point in time, that's when I was actually finally able to go back to my parents and be like, I know what it is that you were talking about. It's funny because whenever I see my pops now, I always tell them, Pops, man, I love you. I'm sorry. I apologize. Because I did finally understand that all the stuff that I was waiting on, was going to come sooner or later. And here's the ironic part. This is the thing that I think is kind of a trip, and my little spin on this is that back when I was a teenager, my parents already knew what was going on. They were just waiting on me to catch up with what was reality. I'm thinking I'm waiting on them, but they're actually waiting on me because they've already been there. They've seen what I've seen. They've walked in those shoes before. And you know how I always try to kind of tie this back over to our relationships with God. And if you think about it, God is eternal. He's the beginning and the end. He knows the end from the beginning. He's omnipresent, all powerful. And we're always talking about how we're waiting on God, but God is like, y'all waiting on me? Really? Is that the story we're going with? Because he's been waiting on us all along. He knows the hairs in our heads. He knew us before that we were even formed in our mother's womb. And so it's kind of a trip to me that we sometimes say that we're waiting on God when God is actually, look, I've already stirred the gumbo. I already got this set up for you right here. And I used to love the Rock back in the day. He used to say, can you smell what the Rock is cooking? And God's kind of like, man, you talk about you waiting on me. You don't even smell what I got cooking over here. Because I think that if we thought about it that way, it would change the way that we wait. One of the things that is a part of the Bible study that I've been doing is it talks about that expectation that we should have and how there's a difference between waiting and then waiting with a feeling and a sense of expectation. If we already know that God has done it or that he already has it cooked up and that we're actually not waiting on him, but he's waiting on us to catch up to the blessing, that kind of can change the way that we wait and how that we wait. I remember this pastor told this story, and I love this story. He used to talk about like every morning, there'd be these little birds that would be chirping outside of his window. And like every morning they would wake him up, and he would hear this, just incessant chirping, but only for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. And then they would stop. And it would happen consistently. So finally one morning, he was like, I'm going to see what this is all about. So the little birds start chirping. He goes to his window and he looks out. And he can see these little birds, and he can hear them and all this kind of stuff. He sees the nest, and he can kind of see the little bit of their little beaks. And then all of a sudden, they start getting really, really loud like they did every single morning. And then he sees the mother bird come drop in and she's feeding them. So the reason why they're sitting there, they're chirping and they're making all this noise is because they're waiting in anticipation and expectancy because they know mama's coming. And she's got my food, she's got my nourishment. Mama's about to bring this stuff here to the nest. And I think that that's kind of the way that we should have our waiting to be when it comes to what we call ourselves waiting on God for, because he's really just waiting for us to catch up to what he has for us. I say this all the time, that's not exactly what's in the book, but it's still a word if you want to receive it. As always, I so appreciate when you all come in and hang out with me for these few minutes and listen to me rant about stuff. If this has blessed you, make sure that you like this, share it, add somebody's name in the comments, and always feel free to kind of ask some questions of me. If you ever have something you want me to talk about, you can IM me or just put it right here in the comment box and I'll make sure that I get to it. Again, my name is Joe, and this is the Mailroom. I love you. I will see you soon.